On this episode of ResiWeek, Savant partners with Wilson, doing a whole subdivision, and B&W updates Panorama. All this and more on this episode of ResiWeek.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is ResiWeek, episode 318, Foster Relationships.
Support for AVNation is brought to you by
Sennheiser. For over 75 years, Sennheiser has been a leader in pro audio and is now offering a wide variety of touchless and traditional audio solutions for both corporate and educational campus-wide audio.
Welcome to this episode of ResiWeek. This is your weekly roundup of all the latest news and stories for the residential AV industry. I'm your host, Matty Scott for AVNation.tv, and this week I'm pleased to be joined by two of my good friends. First, we have Amanda Wildman. She is the co-owner at True Media Home. How you doing, Michigan?
I am doing great. Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us on this lovely Women in Construction Week.
Yay! Yeah, Women in
Yay.
Construction Week all week. So celebrating women in the skilled trades.
It's fantastic. Then we have Arlen Swagger. He is the executive editor at CE Pro. How you doing, Arlen?
I'm doing great, Matt. Thanks for inviting me on, and hello, Amanda.
Thank you both. All right, let's kick this off with a story that comes to us from Residential Systems. Savant has partnered with Wilson Electronics. The Cell Boosters technology is now part of Savant's partner program. If you don't know Wilson, they make the WeBoost and the Wilson Pro cellular boosting solutions. So if you have a client that has terrible cell service, you can put some Wilson stuff in there and they will no longer have terrible cell service. It's really fantastic stuff. What is not fully covered in the article is exactly what this partnership is going to mean and how it's going to work out. Amanda, this kind of has that sense that this is going to be some form of, Wilson's available on the Savant dealer store, or, if you have a PO and you have Wilson and Savant on it, you're going to get a little doubling discount thing or something like that. Not the discount double check, that's a different thing. But, just one of those things where, again, buy one, you can easily access the other. Well, I have no issues with making it easier to purchase things. What is with all these manufacturers trying to almost be a buying group or like a mini distributor? Is this just, again, that continual trying to be the biggest player in the game?
I'm not sure if it's trying to be the bigger player in the game. I can tell you I love Wilson. I mean, being in Michigan, we've used their products for forever because we're in the middle of nowhere. So I absolutely love their product. I think it's great that, they're going to get out there a little bit more. The only thing I keep coming back to is, does it help with shipping discounts? That was the only thing I could think of is, does it help with manufacturers getting stuff shipped over? So maybe if they don't have an entire cargo, whatever, crate or whatever, if they could put some of the other product on, if it helps with shipping costs. That was the only thing that kind of kept popping into my mind. But I do think it's weird. I mean, I think everyone's trying to kind of be this big buying group. And my biggest question comes back to, then who do I have to call? When there's a problem, when there's an issue, I just don't want it to turn into a situation where someone's playing, hot potato pass the buck when there's a problem.
Yes, that's a really good point. I know up here, and if you've listened to me for more than a couple of shows, I whine about this a lot. We're mostly a distribution model in Canada. So it is not and even with that model, I can never go to just one distributor to get everything for one job. So I'm constantly paying, X shipping from distributor 1, distributor 2, supplier 3, supplier 4, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I do love the concept of being able to just, in a dream world, buy from one person and get everything I need and pay shipping once and one PO. It would make life fantastic. Arlen, when you see this, when you follow this, who does this benefit? Does this benefit Savant better or greater? Does this is this a bigger benefit for Wilson getting to kind of hitch along with Savant's name a little bit? Is this better for the dealers? Do we know?
I don't think we quite know that yet. I think it definitely brings a bit more cachet to Wilson in the custom industry by having their name associated with a big player like Savant. I feel like with Savant, they want to make sure that their dealers they're going to be on the cutting edge with all these new solutions. And what's more cutting edge than 5G? It feels like we've been hearing about 5G forever. And so my takeaway when I saw that news was, okay, this is Savant getting their foot in the door saying, your customers are going to have questions about 5G. Well, here, we're going to have answers for you in the way of, we'll bring you Wilson with this. And if that's through the dealer, then the dealer who is already, posing as the technology expert will be able to get themselves, I'm assuming will be able to get themselves up to speed on some sort of Wilson Electronics training that goes along with this potentially. And really just kind of be able to answer some of those questions out there, because I feel like 5G is sort of this vague, amorphous thing out there that we really have no idea what exactly it's going to mean in, a year from now, 2 years from now. It could be massive. And I think, to me, this was their way of trying to get ahead of that.
Hey, thanks for watching the first segment of this week's episode. To catch the entire show, please click the link below or visit AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.tv.